Finding the best SSD for PS5 might seem like a daunting task due to the wide range of choices, but the reality is there are plenty of drives that will provide a simple and hassle-free capacity upgrade for your game library. We put a wide range of the speediest drives through a battery of tests to find the best SSDs for the PS5 in terms of both performance and pricing. The PS5's internal SSD is a restrictive 825GB, with formatting, updates and bloatware typically leaving you with about 670GB free for games. That's bad news because today's games are becoming larger with each new release, and you'll also need to store all the screenshots and video clips you gather while you play. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, all by itself, uses more than 200GB. The good news, Sony has an M2 expansion slot where you can put a second PS5 SSD that's up to 4TB in capacity. We've listed the top 6 SSD for PS5 and their key features, plus the things you need to consider to help you choose the best one for you. Links to all products mentioned in the video are in the description below. You can also find a more detailed analysis and a comparison tool on our website, validconsumer.com. Number 6. Adata XPG Gamix S70 Blade. XPG may not be one of the most well-known brands on the list, but the Gamix S70 Blade deserves high praise for its affordable price point, integrated heatsink, and stellar sequential performance. A 1TB model will run you just $130, though is frequently on sale for $119.99. And we've spotted the 2TB variant that we tested available for as low as $219.99 too. All told, this is an incredible value given the sequential performance on offer, which is certainly worth considering. Despite Adata stating that the claimed up to 7,400 or 6,800 megabytes per second read and write speeds would be capped at 6,100 megabytes per second by the PS5's OS, our testing actually revealed speeds of over 6,200 megabytes per second once formatted. As expected, transferring files across from the console's internal storage to the XPG Gamix S70 was no problem at all, and we didn't notice any difference in performance when running games from this drive compared to the console itself. Keep in mind that there are no instructions for how to install the included heatsink though. However, scanning the QR code on the box did point us in the direction of FAQs and then a guide to tell us how to do it. Once that's covered, it's all smooth sailing from there, and you're well on your way to doubling or even tripling your storage space. Number 5. Kingston Fury Renegade. The Kingston Fury Renegade excels across the board and easily takes the top slot for the best SSD for PS5. That's because this model, which specifically comes with a dedicated heatsink for the console, delivers leading sequential performance that we just haven't seen from many others at the price point. In our testing, we found that the Kingston Renegade scored a sequential read figure of 6,500 megabytes per second from Sony's internal benchmarking test. That easily makes it the quickest drive we've had our hands on, whereas some others tend to hover around the 6,100 megabytes per second mark in contrast. Speed and build quality aside, the Kingston Fury Renegade SSD's major strength is the competitive price point. That's because you can get the 1TB variant for just $117.99 and the 2TB runs at $244.19. It's one of the more aggressive rates given the prowess of the hardware inside, given that drives running the Phison E18 controller aren't usually this affordable. We strongly encourage you to opt for the heatsink model, as while there's a standard version available a few dollars cheaper, you'll otherwise need a DIY cooling solution. There's little we can fault this NVMe on all told. Now that we're into our third year of the market availability with SSDs for PS5, the Kingston Renegade reigns supreme in 2023. Number 4. Corsair MP600 Pro LPX 2TB. If your primary goal is to go big in terms of extra storage capacity on your PS5, then our top pick for your PS5 SSD is the Corsair MP600 Pro LPX 2TB. It comes from one of the most respected component makers in the world, has a 5-year warranty, and also has one of the best heatsinks attached, As such, you really do just have to take the drive out of its box and slot it into the PS5. Installation really is that simple. When we tested this drive, it performed as well or slightly better than the PS5 SSD that comes in the system as standard. And while it isn't the out-and-out fastest PS5 SSD you can buy, it's a quality all-round package that offers plug-and-play ease and, most importantly for many gamers, no doubt, big capacity at an affordable price. The 2TB model is definitely the sweet spot in terms of capacity to spend in our eyes at this space level, giving you plenty of extra room for games without breaking the bank. However, if you like the design of this model, but you don't need quite as much storage, the range does include 1TB and 500GB models too. Number 3. Samsung 980 Pro 1TB heatsink. The Samsung 980 Pro is still one of the best PS5 SSDs on the market, especially considering that the heatsink model is now widely available and frequently discounted too. While this drive may no longer be the absolute fastest Gen 4.0 unit that you can slot into your Sony system, the overall all-star sequential rates of up to 7,000 megabytes per second read cannot be denied. While Gen 4 drives running the likes of the Phison E18 controller are going to offer more consistent and faster overall random performance, the Samsung 980 Pro matches the console's internal storage and is usually available substantially cheaper than newer drives on the market. The addition of a dedicated heatsink custom made for the system is going to be ideal for anyone preferring the plug-and-play approach as opposed to having to go all DIY too. It's still one of the fastest drives going, offering speeds that can surpass the 7,000 megabytes per second mark, which is frankly ludicrous, but excellent for all those wanting something that will run the PS5's custom SSD as close as it can. Number 2. Seagate Firecuda 530 1TB heatsink. Technically, this was the first SSD confirmed for PS5. The Seagate Firecuda 530 is undoubtedly one of the best PS5 SSDs and definitely one of the most popular. Touted to have blistering speeds and confirmed to have all the next-gen tech within it, this really is a quality PS5 SSD internal option. The fact that it comes with its own heatsink is a bonus. No DIY jobs with this drive. Having said that, a non-heatsink version is also available if you'd rather attach your own. The transfer speeds are top drawer with Seagate, claiming that it beats off the SN850 by edging over the 7,000 megabytes per second mark, rather than aiming solely for it. Crucially, it's got the latest in tech inside it as it sports 3D TLC NAND memory and next-gen PCIe 4.0. Number 1. WD Black SN850 SSD for PS5. The WD Black SN850 is easily up there as the top pick for the best SSD for PS5. This storage drive, famously used by the console's architect Mark Cerny, far excels the humble 5,500 megabytes per second read requirements from Sony and utilises a thick heatsink so that thermal throttling doesn't impact your gaming performance. What propels the WD Black SN850 ahead of some of the competition is its aggressive price-to-performance capabilities. It's entirely possible to pick up the 1TB variant for around the $150 mark, with the 2TB configuration frequently retailing at under $200. What's more, with this officially licensed model now on shelves, the standard non-branded heatsink model can frequently be found hovering around $130. Gone are the days when a drive like this would run up towards $300. With that said, there's never been a better time to consider a drive for your machine, as even an extra terabyte would far surpass the amount of usable storage on your system. In our testing, we found that the WD Black SN850 delivered on its lofty promises by achieving 6,550 megabytes per second in Sony's own internal benchmarking. It's a feat to just how well constructed the drive is, with the in-house controller and SanDisk flash memory easily able to keep up with some of the best in the industry close to 2 years after its introduction. So that wraps up our list of the best SSD for PS5. Hope you found this video helpful, and if so, please leave a thumbs up. As always, I appreciate that. Let us know in the comments down below which SSD for PS5 you're going to choose. Thanks for watching, and that's all for this video. If you liked the video and it helped you in any way, please give this video a like, and if you don't want to miss out on any future videos, then subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you in the next video. Till next time, see you guys later.